Hey guys, welcome back to the Vid-Bits. My name is Brian, aka Pops, hanging out with you, and I am your Chomp Champ. I am the current Season 8 Chomp Champ globally, and I am also the former initial Season 1 United States and Global Chomp Champ. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Hey, what's up, Jay? Good morning. Or, I know it's not morning where you're at. I'm giving him some chances. I mean, I only extended it. The first day was by a game. The second day was by an hour. And today I'm gonna go a couple hours. So he's only 3 hours behind. So I'm trying to keep it interesting right now. Unless he decides to go ham, you know? Finally in a situation to play out games against people and stuff that are annoying. I'm not gonna give some people or some people too much attention, you know, but I'm just excited that I put us back on top again. This is season 8, so we won season 1, so to win season 1 and season 8, like, so a year apart from each other. I'm pretty excited about that. Pretty excited about that for our channel. Regardless of what eyes it gets on us, it just adds another accolade to the wall, which is really what I care about the most, you know? Especially when it comes to Pac-Man and his anniversaries. Did it for the 44th birthday, and this is the season that's coinciding with his 45th birthday, so to be able to get it on this one too, I'm just humble and thankful and appreciative. Yes. It was most alive, number 1. Number 2, I had to beat out people that were pre-access, so I was 9 days behind, so people that paid to get on early. I was going against all the hardcores, and there wasn't a definitive end as to how long the season was going to be, so I was playing with, like, no end in sight. So I think so as well. Yeah, it was a whole week of play behind all the hardcores, and I still took it from them. With the fact that my score got deleted multiple times, and I had to get in touch with the developers and the publishers to figure out how to get that taken care of. Or not just me, but the community as well, so. But if you're listening to this and you're interested in seeing the journey of how I won the first season of this game and streamed every single bit of it, it's in a folder called Road to Number 1. I still take this accolade with much enthusiasm and excitement because the people that are here really want to be here still, so. Nintendo Switch 2 launches within the next 24 hours globally, so good luck to everybody trying to secure a console. Be safe. Nintendo Switch 2 is overwhelmingly majority of where all of your membership money and stuff has gone. So thank you so much for people that have helped with that. Yes. Yes, I do. We'll have coverage of that as soon as everything downloads. So it'll be midnight EST is when we can pick it up, and then travel time, day one patch, digital download of Mario Kart, and off we go. Super excited. Be giving up the code, friend code, to be able to get people together and play with subs and members and all that. Super excited. Everything's timing out really well. Game of Day May just ended. Switch 2 coming out. Coordinating with winning Pac-Man championship for the second time for his 45th birthday. Pretty exciting times. We just hit 1.5 million views across all of our content, so thank you guys very much for all of that. And we just now are in the beginning of our fourth year on YouTube. Beginning of the 38th month, I do believe. Yep. Well, one of the things me and Bray talked about that we're most proud of, honestly, is the fact, and please accept this this brag for you, but we talked about when we were doing DuckTales speedrunning that, you know, one day we hoped to get it accessible for somebody that wasn't doing it, or be the people that were the anti-gatekeepers to being able to do something fun like speedrunning. And, you know, we consider ourselves world-class speedrunners, considering the fact that we're top 10, you know, globally, especially on the Xbox platform, for DuckTales. And, you know, for you to be able to adapt to everything and to be able to surpass our times and everything, it's like everything we wanted, man. Like, so thank you for doing that, and that's a driving point for the community to realize how accessible we are as people, and you know, we are so excited to be able to, when time permits, start to challenge that time that you put up. And it's just amazing because, like, like you've said to me so many times during chasing PBs, which, sorry for the hiatus, it was mainly due to Game of Day May and everything. But that and the precipice of chasing PBs 200 looming on us. But Dre, you said so many times in my PB runs, like, that you didn't do anything. I was the one that did all the work, but I mean, you were always there supporting me and cheering me on. So, thank you so much for all of that, and interactive. Thank you for making it possible for other people to see that it's possible, and for making me and Braden get to experience that. So we wanted it, We just kept saying when we were trying to figure out how to do the moon skip and stuff like that, and jeez, see that, and I'm saying, like, you're gonna be the guy. Like, I don't know. It's 7:35. Like, I don't know, man. I told Bray, like, there's a chance that you're gonna pass us, and I'm not gonna be able to even match it. You know what I mean? But I'm so thankful that you're happy that you found something that you can do, and you're top 10, man. You're top 10. Like, all you gotta do is submit that run, and yeah, it's fucking awesome. The way that we look at it is, like, you're a Vid-Bits member. You know what I mean? You're part of our squad. So you being up there means three people from our deal have top times in the top 10. Like, that's just amazing to me. So yeah. But it's just something that, going back to what I was saying, like, absolutely. And I also think that, Chippendale's Rescue Rangers is accessible as well. It just takes time to learn it. But, it's just, you put in the time though, man, regardless. Like you told me, like, you're putting in the time. But like I said, like, when we were trying to learn how to do some of this stuff, and there's nobody online hardly that's explaining it or anything else, like, it was really important to me and Bray that we became those people that were the anti-gatekeepers when it came to that stuff. Mainly because, I don't know, it's just like, what are you trying to hide, or what are you trying to keep for yourself? This little prize that only means something to you and a small group of people, or, you know what I mean? Like, what does it help, like, you to get better? Like, video gaming always has been, as a culture, about, iron sharpens iron. Somebody's tech helps somebody else's tech, and it's those things where you can't grow as a gamer unless you learn from somebody as good as or better than you, somebody that can see it from a different perspective, somebody that can technically execute something that you can explain that you can't, or vice versa. I remember when we were playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out growing up, it was all about passing the controller around a group of kids. When somebody got stuck at the boss, somebody else was able to get it through so that you could get to the next one. It was important as a group to figure it out. Hell yeah, dude. That makes me so happy. The fact that you've been interested in it so long, you know what I mean? That makes it all worth it. Where's that dot at? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, we definitely don't want to say that we were the only people explaining it, but I mean, we combed, and then, like, there was people that were trying to explain it, but nobody was really getting through to us, and then, like, eventually, we just kind of put it all together, and in a way that works, that's fun. I mean, speedrunning is neat because it takes and turns a game into another game. Like, yeah, Chip and Dale's is it's great because it's not super long. Oh, Tailspin's rough. Tailspin's hard. I'm gonna start to work on Darkwing Duck, and I don't know why, because it's hard too. Mainly because of the pole. Oh yeah, Super Mario World is it's accessible once you learn how to cape. That's the main thing. And it's not super difficult. There's only really a couple of really difficult stages. Um, I mean, as far as like making sure your time's not nuts, and that's the cape stage, the first feather stage. Um, and then Star Road, there's the swimming blue Yoshi stage. And then the last Star Road stage before you get to access the Bowser Castle. Those are probably the hardest ones. Once you like learn those, then you got a um, pretty decent chance. For help, please see my published works. I'm kidding. Next time I run it, I'll be more technical explaining it. I'll do one for you next time. It's fun. I have to get over the fact that my times are so maximum for me because I'm not changing anything too much that I'm gonna just, just run them and not stress myself and have fun. Yeah, next Chasing PBs will be Chasing PBs 200. Spoilers, since you're up, it's gonna probably be a Shovel Knight 2-player co-op speedrun. That'll be Chasing PBs 200. The 200th episode. I'm sure there's been more, but some have been lost, some weren't cataloged. I need to clean the playlists up super fucking bad. I think we're approaching 1,800 videos. It's a lot. There's some playlists that could be eradicated and others that can be condensed and all that fun stuff. All the fun technical stuff that's not so fun. Yes. Yep. Then we can get back to business as normal. I think we're slotting that'll be slotted as the 39th Chasing PBs series, because I think the last one we did was 38, so I think it'll be 39. So then 40 will be the next new game, which it'll probably end up being whatever NES game that I'm working on, which, the polls tied between Little Nemo the Dream Master and Darkwing Duck. They're both hard as fuck. And that's the thing, kids. When you're talking about speedrunning, literally, as soon as you beat a game, then it becomes viable for a speed run, because then you're just like, if you, it has to be a game that you like, though. Because when you're done with it, then you can just think to yourself, okay, what could I do better? And you do it better, and you find out that you beat it a little bit faster. Then you start to realize what you don't have to do, and you start to cut that out. Then you realize how much you're overcompensating, and you stop doing that. For example, watch my Felix the cat speedruns. They start off almost double the time. A lot of extra life and stuff I don't need, but it's a risk-reward thing, because then there are stages that'll just eat your guys up completely. If you don't find Chip 'n Dale super accessible, then Mario World is. Mario 3. Well, Mario 3 is kind of difficult. Yes, it's important to do whatever you have a connection with. If you have more connection to Mario World, then do that, because you'll have fun. You'll have more fun. Look at it this way. What game will you have more fun on the respawn? Which game are you going to stress out less starting over? Which game are you going to be okay doing the beginning of over and over again? Literally. That's what it is. Because me personally, like, I'm getting mentally worn on Chip 'n Dale's, but like really there's only 2 stages that are kind of annoying, and the rest of it's very fun for me. Mario World, none of it's really annoying to me. Well, no, I take that back. The Cape stage, it frustrates me sometimes, because sometimes I don't seem to technically execute it correctly, and I don't know why when I'm doing the same movement every time. Kind of a sad day, though, if you think about it. Like, it's not the end of the Switch's life, but I mean, people will be talking about Switch 2, and Switch 2 will not do as well as Switch 1. It just won't. Mathematically, it's just not possible. Switch 1 has been Nintendo's longest tenured console, as far as, like, space between releases. This is 8 years, the longest amount of time that they've waited to release a home console in between the last one. So there could be potential Wii U-ness to this. There'll be a lot of adoption because of the hype, because it's a proven factor, but you know, they're gonna suffer from what Nintendo suffers from on launches, and that's lack of a lot of games. But the games that they have are mighty. So, you know, Mario Kart World will be amazing, and then Donkey Kong next month will be amazing as well. So there's plenty to chew on until whatever craziness is coming out that they haven't talked about yet. Plus, I'm more excited about all of the eShop stuff being decluttered, for lack of a better term, and to be able to go in there and see what kind of things are on there. That's going to be where the real awesome stuff is. I'm sure we'll do like an expose on the eShop, and, you know, kind of pick maybe together what to get. But I think there's a game in what was considered the Survival Kids series, or it was also known as Lost in Blue for the DS. That's on the eShop that I'm very excited about. Survival Kids. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty fun. Not super excited about the art style per se, but the concept of what the game was really fun on the handheld, and it's been around since the Game Boy days. So the fact that there's a new IP, and there's not a lot of buzz around it. Not a new IP, but a new entry in the IP, and there's not a lot of buzz around it, kind of makes me sad. So we'll see what happens there. Well, the good thing about it is not having a whole lot of stuff to cover is great, because then we can thoroughly cover and enjoy the stuff that we are doing. Um, and then also there's all the series that I started. I'm gonna have to evaluate all the series I started before Game of Day May. Uh, we are not the channel that does all the starting and stopping on purpose to be shitty about it. We just try to cover a lot of games, and the stuff that people are super excited about makes it easy for us to continue to do more of. But when we do stuff and there's next to no reaction, or people don't, you know, if we're not doing it just for ourselves, then it's easy to stop doing stuff too that people aren't really interested in as much. And unfortunately, too, to cover the gap for the rest of the Switch 2 stuff, we've had to galvanize some things. So, you know, point being, if people comment under a video like, "Hey, you haven't done Hogwarts Legacy per se in a month. When are you gonna do some more of that?" I will schedule to do some more of that. I'm almost like wanting people to help the schedule that way, because we have so much that we've done or can do. That also being said, though, if it could be the point where somebody says, "Hey, do some more of that," and then the game's no longer accessible, so then we have to, you know, figure it out. But point being, I started like 8 games, and it was a month or so ago, and nobody's complained about, you know, not seeing any more of any of it. So that doesn't necessarily concern me. It makes me feel a lot of respect from our small community that nobody complains, but also, let's see, we got yeeted off somewhere. Also, though, it makes me, you know, not want to raise the ire of our community too, that I don't finish stuff, because we do finish games. Yes, absolutely. Completely agree with that. That's why when I went for the Pac-Man Championship this year, I did all of the groundwork off stream. All of it. Nobody saw me do anything other than get the championship on stream, and now you'll see a little bit of me defending it in yours, probably, you know, in your time slot. So it's not even during time slot that would be offensive to anybody that's not really caring about Pac-Man or whatever, but I wanted this for me. And I also, if you go back, and anybody that's watched the, you know, the Pac-Man content last year, I did talk about wanting to get it for his 45th birthday too. So he always goes on a PR tour. 45 is a nice round number. It probably, you know, I probably will only do this once a year, until the game shuts down, because it's not something I want super consuming all of my time, but I definitely enjoy being Pac champion. I wish I would have put some time in on Pac-Man 99, I really do. But we're gonna have the Professor Pac series, Pac Pop series, where I'm gonna start showing off, you know, over 100,000 points score marathons on classic Pac-Man games, because there's a lot of them. I just did Pac-Man Championship Edition yesterday, got all the achievements. That was fun. Well, that's the thing. A lot of Pac-Man games, but not a lot of. Which is shit. They completely earned that one. Not a lot of super great ones. There's a lot of them, and there's a lot of good ones. But the amount of super great ones, it's like Pac-Man Championship Edition, Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus or whatever. Oh. Ew. Better stop talking shit, he's gonna kill me. We gotta get the camera hooked up so that we can start doing recordings of the arcade one-ups, because you know we have physical Pac-Man arcade one-up machine and are ranked on it. Guess we could seek this person out. Wow. Like wow, wow. The only cool thing that you would have been able to see if I would have recorded everything is that, like, when Devenimer approached Shanimal in score, they fought back and forth, but then when Shanimal saw how fast I was coming, they stopped playing once Devenimer overtook them. Because they saw how fast I was coming. Then when I overtook Devenimer stopped playing. I let them chase me a little bit, and we were within a couple games of each other. And after I overtook them on Memorial Day, they caught all the way back up to almost 100 points, like 1 or 2 games. And then like the next day, I just blew them out of the water, so they stopped playing. And now that I'm up there with Stammi, I did some crazy ass pushes to be able to get there, like crazy. I don't even want to talk about it enough where just like my sanity was like weak. And I still was able to make it. And then I think Stammi saw that, and like they only had 1,000 points more to hit 100K. And I was 18,000 points behind them. Then they woke up the next day and I was right there. And they only did 1,000 more points to push that 100K, and they haven't played yet since then. So they also know, like, I know that Stammi knows I'm an OG. I mean, because they were one of the people that was in season 1. So same thing with Dark Shadow. But it's almost like a respect thing. I feel, I don't know. It's either the respect thing or they know. Because I mean, if they watched any of the stuff, and some of them, I was talking to a lot of the top ranked people when I was in season 1. But I just think, like you said, I broke their spirits, man. Like, I think Devenimer thought, I'm gonna be the guy that takes down Stammi, and then all of a sudden I came out of nowhere, and he just realized it wasn't gonna happen. And I think that, you know, Shanimal and Stammi had a nice, friendly thing going until I came on the board, and then it all just went away. Like, so for me, it almost makes sense to only come back once a year. Let these guys have this game if that's what they want. I know that you know, I've had technical issues already, and got no response from the company versus last year where I did. So who knows, even if how much support they're offering it, and the game's only been out for a year, which is, you know, neither here nor there, man. womp. It's crazy that one of the most unique games coming out for the Switch 2 is going to be a wheelchair basketball game. Yep, because you can use the mouse controls to simulate with both of the Joy-Cons to simulate that you're using friction on the wheels of a wheelchair. Womp. Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. It was one of those things that I scoffed at it, but not because of what it was. Like, I didn't want to disrespectfully scoff at it because I'm sure there's people that are wheelchair bound that thought, oh my god, finally they've made a game for me. But it's gonna be so niche, you know? Like, and then I also just wonder, you know, I don't, as long as it doesn't add anything negative and people don't start making fun of the handy capable, I'm okay with it. But then there's always those people that will just be like mocking it and like, you know, being stupid about it because people. Yeah, the real fight right now, though, if you're watching, is between Chris IG and G and Dark Shadow. Like, that's the main. Those are the main people coming up. Now, just to let you know, Dre, when you're playing on Steam, not necessarily that you're playing on Steam, but when you're playing DuckTales, or you're playing on the Disney Afternoon Collection, don't go all the way through the game and collect the treasure unless it's your best time, because if you hit that treasure, it will override your video, and it will not be the video of your best time. So when it comes to submission and you go to play that video, it'll be the video of the last play that you went all the way through. And some people do that to mask their tech on the replay so people can't see their actual best game. but especially if you want me to be able to see your game, so I can load it up on Steam. Make sure it's just that you didn't collect the treasure if it's not your absolute best playthrough, because that's the one that's actually going to be the one that's saved as the last one that you went all the way through on. Because I'm interested in watching it, I'm going to. Just to be able to watch the timing on how you set up the helicopter skip and stuff like that. I'll probably be using your pace now to kind of study to get myself there. I'm only worried about pushing my personal time. I'm not worried about beating you right now. I'm gonna use whatever good stuff you got going on to help me get my timing right, so I can at least push my personal time, which I haven't pushed it in forever. It's still gonna be one of those situations where I'm still gonna be just trying to beat Bray. Yeah, people do it on purpose, man. So you can't see their shit. One of the best Chippendales Rescue Rangers runs is like that. I'm like, ooh, I want to learn something. And I'm like, why? I'm better than this. What? I'm better than this. What? Looking at all their pace, I'm like, I'm better on all these times. What's going on? And then he gets to it, and he's like, does some stuff, and he's a little bit better than me at a couple spots and on pace, and then all of a sudden he just stops moving. Like, what? You ass. It'd be cool to meet you in real life, because like if we ever got together and we could find a way to, we could all get together and do like a thing, you know, like a stay at like a location and then like use a lobby or something to play games or something. I don't know, just something cool. And then like we could do 2-player speed runs on Chippendales, and then we count on the board, like literally, like you know, parts that you're not good at, just pick you up and carry you through, and like if you get through all of it, it would count as a 2-player speed run. I was talking to Bray about it because he's a little bit apprehensive about Chippendales as well. It's like literally, you know, especially Chippendales 2, I think you can pick up the other character and throw them as a weapon, and they actually count as, they don't take damage, but they do damage. So I believe that the faster runs will probably consist on people doing that. Actually get some runs in the can and be able to submit them and have some tandem runs would be sweet. Only because of the game like that, there's not online co-op, but we can do it locally. I'm still trying to find the best controller to play with on Steam. Probably is just going to be an Xbox controller. Or the Switch Pro controller is, you know, pretty good. But, like, I just hit 150,000 points on Pac-Man on an Xbox One controller, or Xbox X controller, just fresh sticks, and the analog is just really good for grinding or sparking. Yeah, PS4 controller. Yeah, I'm gonna have to think about that because, you know, PlayStation 5 is my weakest, or PlayStation in general is my weakest score, so maybe I need to actually see if I can sync a PlayStation 4 controller up and use that instead and see if it would be better. I don't know. It's weird. Xbox is just the best, man. We're playing it cross-platform, and it shows, like, with my numbers, so people can say what they want, but the only difference between them is the controller, so I can't argue with how things are panning out. Right now, we're only a couple hours ahead of our rival, Stammy, at this point. Stammy, I believe, is in Dre's time zone. I'm not sure. I know that the last time I switched my server, I got a kill screen, so I'm never probably doing that again. Never probably doing it again. Two hours. If he started playing when I go to work today and played for my entire shift, I'd come back and be in second place. I'm literally trying to make it competitive right now until I see how he's gonna move. Because we have, you know, yeah, I mean min-maxing. I gave him a Memorial Day. Not Memorial Day. 2 days ago is when I took it, and I only took it by a game. And then yesterday, I gave him a full session, and he didn't take any ground. Then I took an hour yesterday, gave him a full session, he didn't take any ground. And now I'm gonna take 2 hours today, and I'll leave it alone and give him an opportunity. You know what I mean? I'm not sure if he watches vids or anything, but I think that his cutoff usually for his gaming is about 1 to 2 p.m. EST, so, you know, we'll see. But I also have other commitments, so, you know what I mean? Like, if he does take it back, then he might have to have it for a day or so, but I can't let him get too much ground on it, because, you know, there's the 26 days that keeps ticking down. I wouldn't say I played an unhealthy amount. I would say that I played the amount I needed to play to get the championship in the last week, and so slowing down is definitely something I have to do, mainly to not be seeing Pac-Man in the back of my eyelids when I'm walking around. Shit. But I am not against a couple marathon. Of course. Yeah, I always think of those jokes. I'm not against a couple marathon sessions if I have to make sure that this is secured, but I thought, you know, it'd be better for me to stream this an hour or two every morning and just get some gains and see how he's moving, and then, you know, be respectfully giving him an opportunity to respond. And if he doesn't, then, you know, cool. And if he does, then I'm streaming during the time period that I would be going head to head against him, really, is what the cool thing is. That's why I chose this time period, because I switched my sleep patterns to play against him, knowing that he was overseas, because I already was min-maxing against the people in the United States that I was facing against. Mostly, I found their patterns to be easily, when I got off of work, you know, so late in the night, then I would sleep a couple hours and then get up and then start to min-max against Stammy over in Europe or wherever they're from. I'll tell you what game I really like that doesn't get enough love from the NES library, but I probably don't know if I would do the NES. I guess I would do the NES version eventually, but there's better versions of it 'cause more quality of life. I'm drawing this out, but the answer is Sunsoft's Blaster Master. I loved that game as a kid because it just offered so much. There was a Worlds of Power Nintendo novel for children that was about the game, so I just remember before I even played the game that I read the book, and just the music and just the sense of getting lost in there. Like nowadays people get mad when they get lost in games, and that's fine, but just the sense of being able to get lost in like this huge overlapping world and feel like you're just a part of it. The music's really good, the gameplay is really solid. But yeah, developer is over a day and a half behind time-wise, so he's not moved at all. He's done. His will is broken. Shanimal's not going to be doing anything else this season. I believe that they're done. Dark Shadows playing passively. Really, my main competition is Stammi and whether or not I can hold, whether or not they're getting a couple days rest, they're going to get a second wind. You know, I don't know. I don't want to say it's United States versus the world here, but I'm just happy that I'm playing on the Nintendo Switch console, so I'm #1 overall and I'm #1 on a Nintendo game. So excited. Childhood Brian is super stoked. Because last season I did it on PlayStation, so to be able to say that it's on Nintendo, and but I really am just trying to make this, you know, I could get humbled here by giving him a chance, because when I played last year, there's no way in hell I would have done that. Not after I spent what I had to do to overtake the leader and all that shit, and then to get my whole points erased, and then him have his spot back and all that shit. God, it was just, and I guess the other part is, you know, I'm almost getting a month to enjoy being on top this time. Last time, until the reinstatement and everything, I was technically not, I was the champion, but not technically for some of it. And then literally by the time that they reinstated everything, I could only brag about it with actually showing that I was #1 for 3 weeks. So it just really sucked. I just wanted to put the Vid-Bits name on top. That's what it was, more than anything. That, and I told the channel, I was like, dudes, I'm going to do this for us. I'm going to put our name on top of this leaderboard, so that every time that somebody loaded this up and saw the splash screen of who was #1, they had to see the top 7 people. And so it was an easier goal at the beginning, because it was like, oh, I'll just be one of these 7 people. And then I was like, no, man, I want to be #1. I'm going to put us at #1. Just wanted it to be a testament to show people what they could do. The same thing with the DuckTales thing, man. Like, again, and the cool thing is, like, you kept telling me not to, you know, give you all the credit, and I was putting in the work, but I'm just so proud of you, dude, because you put in the work, like, and it also, like, makes me know that we're able to give people the tools that they can look at enough to put in the work and achieve results. That's just awesome. It's one thing to, like, give people, like, I mean, it's that whole, it's like an extended version of, like, the old school playground, you know, video game mentality, man. Like, talked about stuff, and we were, you know, virtually over at my house and saw how things went, and saw how Brace things went, and put in the work, and now you're better than both of us at the game. And we put in hundreds of hours of work. Hundreds. And so I can't wait to see how you refined everything to shave the seconds off that I couldn't find. I can't wait to see how you set the helicopter skip up. Bray's stuff is crazy though. Like, he can pogo the rat midair, and I can't do that stuff. He gets in the moon stage so fast that he makes so that the tiles flip, and the bottom half they can't even. There's two glitched out tiles because they can't get it formed in on time. I still can't do it. He swears to me I can though. Alright guys, I just got another hour on them. I'm just gonna let it play out and see what happens. If there's a chance I have to do a lengthy session, there's a chance I have to do a lengthy session, because I mean you can only do 2 hours straight to catch up. And then, you know, so if he played to his time, then maybe I'll have 5 hours worth of work I'll have to put in. Who knows? But until next time, it's been Brian, aka Pops from the Vid-Bits. I'll see you later, Jay. Good games, good goals, and good RNG, guys. Pac-Champ.